Hi, this is Mark Wade from CenterCityCondos.com at Berkshire Hathaway. In this podcast, I'd like to talk about what I believe is going to be true and correct for our 2015 condo market here in Center City. Okay, so, to begin with, I've been in the business for 25 years. I've seen the market go up, I've seen the market go down. I've seen it come back up, and I've seen it go back down. And now we're in a process where the market really in late 2013, early 2014 started to rebound and become a little bit more of a seller's market. And some of the signs that I've seen happen are, condos garnering multiple bids, offers closer to asking price, a shorter DOM, which is days on market. Inventory has certainly been being sucked up in the past year or so, and that's going to continue. Now, when we go from a buyer's market to a seller's market where properties are appreciating, the first thing we see is buyers get their mojo back, and that's when I was talking about the buyers becoming a little bit more motivated, multiple bid offers close to asking. Buyers get their mojo back. That's number one. The second thing that happens is inventory gets sucked up. And that certainly has happened in 2014. And then the third thing that happens as a result is that prices start to go up. So I think what we're going to see in 2015 is we're going to see a continuation of buyers being very motivated to grab any properties that they can. If it shows well and it's priced well, it's going to sell well. That will continue. Now, the one thing that I've seen that's interesting as a side note here is there was truly a lack of inventory in 2014. So if we see any statistics that may dummy down the strength, what appears to be the strength of the 2014 market, it was all due to a lack of inventory. For instance, if there were less sales in 2014 than 2013, it's all due to inventory. It always gets back to inventory. It always does. But what's interesting is now that we're seeing prices start to escalate, not quickly. Philadelphia doesn't bounce around like New York and Miami and Las Vegas, where it's up one day and it's down, up and down and up and down. Philadelphia is a little bit more stable than that. Our increases and our decreases as far as value are concerned are a little more gradual. But what we're going to find is that as prices start to increase, and not only in our A locations and our A buildings, but the outer bands, as the inventory dries up, buyers' eyes get a little wider and they start looking around the peripheral in terms of, location or the strength of a building or what have you. Those buildings and units start to become much more desirable, and those prices, start to increase. When the market first turns from a buyer's market to seller's market, the appreciation is really centered around our A locations or our A buildings. As that trend continues where we have high buyer demand and low inventory, that area of demand starts to spread out a little bit to the outer bands of Center City, if you will, in terms of location or desirability for specific buildings. It's quite clear that there are a handful of buildings in Center City that had no sales or one sale in 2012. And today, we're seeing some of those buildings garnering a lot more attention than they would have 2 years ago. So as the market improves and our prices start to gradually increase, we see buyers' attention being focused not only on the A location, but again, there's not a lot of inventory. So they start to focus, they expand their horizons a little bit and start looking at the outer bands. And that market is certainly going to continue to grow as far as price increase and demand is concerned throughout 2015. Now, one reason why a lot of sellers have not put their condo on the market yet, and one thing that's really affecting the market is the lack of inventory, like I mentioned. But they're doing that because if a seller paid at the top of the market in 2007, they really haven't seen that price come back until what I believe is going to be 2015 in almost all segments of Center City. Now, perhaps, again, some of the outer bands are going to take a little bit longer to recoup the losses that we saw from 2008 to 2012. But as a whole, we're seeing that rebound of value really expand. So I think we will see more sellers putting their condos on the market as prices rise because, if you're a seller and you bought it at the height of the market, nobody wants to come to the settlement table and have to bring money or sell at a loss. That mentally, although financially they may be able to do it, mentally a lot of sellers just won't do it. But again, as we see prices increase, we see the sellers loosening up a little bit and putting their condos on the market for sale. So I think in 2015 what we're going to find, I think it's going to be a hot market. It's going to continue. 2014 was a real turnaround for us. And I think what's really interesting, if I could go off topic a little bit, is the demand in specific segments. I've sold more $1 million condos in $1 million plus condos in 2014 than I've sold in my entire 25-year career. That was really interesting how the market, that segment of generally the move-up buyer or the transferee or the empty nester, what have you, the $1 million over market is just dry as a bone. There's not a lot of inventory there. But again, I'll expect that to loosen up a little bit as we see prices continue to increase and really start to affect the outer bounds of the Center City condo market, be it location or building, what have you. So from a seller's perspective, prices will rise throughout town, and as a result, there'll be a little bit more inventory, and I think that we're going to continue to see for the next X number of years, we're going to see this trend continue as buyers are looking to move into Center City. There a lot of the buyers, depending on what segment we're in, will really dictate, the first-time buyers market in Center City. Listen, it's been strong for 25 years. I mean, we do have some weak points in the market, but that's the backbone of our Center City condo market is the first-time buyer market. But what's really defining the 2014-2015 market is the upper-level buyers and the true lack of inventory and the motivation on the part of the buyers to really go after those properties. So we will see a little bit more inventory come on the market. The buyers are going to be there. If you're considering selling, I cannot emphasize enough that sellers need to have their property showing well, decluttered and clean. And buyers really need to get on the ball here and really get with the program as far as getting pre-qualified, learning a little bit about the market. What I tell buyers is, listen, take your time. However, take your time, get all your ducks in a row, get in a ready, willing, and able position. Take your time until you find something you love. But the minute you find something you love, you need to stop what you're doing and make an offer, and you need to make it fairly quickly because the market doesn't wait for anyone. And especially in the springtime where everything's just gone hog-ass wild, demand is high, and a property that is priced reasonably, that shows well, is going to sell very well and generally garner multiple offers. That's not uncommon at all. So all in all, I would suggest it's going to be a good time for sellers. Spring 2015, buyers that are ready, willing, and able, and prepared are going to get their properties, hopefully with the right offer. And so a continuation, a little bit stronger emphasis on perhaps a little bit more inventory because the prices are rising. And I guess that this market, in my eyes, I've seen the market go up and down and up and down. And the up cycle usually lasts 6 to 8 years, and the down cycle usually lasts 6 to 8 years. So I think we've got plenty of time here for the market to garner some appreciation in our A, B, and even C level inventory and locations throughout Center City. So maybe a good time to be a seller if you're ready, willing, and able. So anyway, this is Mark Wade. Questions, comments, or concerns, you pick up the telephone, you push the buttons on the front, 215-521-1523. Happy to chat with you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.